a man of golden heart and a golden mind. Professor Ujjwal Kumar Chowdhury for you.
Hello and welcome to Forceps 2020 once again. Thank you, my erudite friend, ever with a smile always, Dr. Naveen Das, for introducing. And thank you, all these youngsters, I think around 550 or so, who are just now queued in, and many more shall be queuing in as we go along the way. Today, I'm indeed happy to come before you and introduce the university in action. The perception, the vision, the perspectives have all been presented to you. The overall vision of the university by a visionary educational entrepreneur and our Chancellor, Professor Samit Ray, has been explained to you very well. And we have found two cardinal points: learn, unlearn, and relearn from our Vice Chancellor. Anything that we learn has to be sometimes unlearned as well. And we pick up new skills and concepts to relearn. And the point that he said, speak or say what you do what you say, then prove it, what you said and did, prove it, and then improve it. That's really outcome. These have been already presented to you by Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Dipendra Jha. Now, these outcome-based education, how do we practice it? What are the implications? What are the various testimonials? What are the various examples and illustrations? This presentation that I'm going to present before you would actually try to show some light on them and try to bring before you the university in action. A young university, only in its 6th year of life, is already beaming with life with 3,600 students before the pandemic, and when the pandemic brought us to a, as far as physical contact is concerned, to a standstill. But learning has no lockdown. 15th of March, the government of West Bengal asked for closure of campuses and film halls, among others. 16th, we are instructed by the university to go online. 17th March onwards, we are online. We'll know these a bit more. Let me begin with this small little PowerPoint presentation, which brings to you the pictures, the glimpses of all that the university belongs to or believes in. So every organization starts with a vision. Our vision is to be internationally recognized university. Yes, we're on the way for that, and you'll find that soon. Internationally recognized university through excellence in interdisciplinary education. Interdisciplinary education means that, and it has been already explained earlier as well today, if you are majoring in engineering BTech, you can have a minor in management. You remember Three Idiots? That character Madhavan, who was forced into engineering education, but his mind was in photography. Here now you can actually do that. You can be an engineering student with a minor in photography from the media school. You can be studying law, and suppose you want to be expert of cyber law, you can do a minor in computer science, and so on and so forth. From microbiology to music, such is the variety of minor subjects, along with the major which you have already selected. Interdisciplinary education, research and innovation, preparing socially responsible, well-grounded individuals contributing to the nation building. Socially responsible. Each of us every year has to do a certain number of hours, leading to certain credits as well in the course for social purpose. Can be anything from animal care to orphanage to old age home to the environment care to anything. But there has to be a social commitment actually done, and our youngsters are doing that. And well-grounded individuals, and hence School of Professional Studies, Career Development Cell, these two develop you the well-grounded aspect of it. And you will have sessions focused completely on these areas. This being the vision, I'm not reading the entire mission, but broadly, ethical principles, environmental and social responsibilities, realities, relevant and up-to-date, research and innovation, lifelong learning, outcome-based education, employability, futuristic curriculum, progressive pedagogy, and cutting-edge technology. These are some of the key points that you'll find on a daily basis in the work that you do here. And that encapsulates the mission of the school. The core values, respect. And hence, respect begins at every level. You start from your parents, you come to the campus with your mentors, and then your peers, your friends, and then you go out, work in the society, work in a company, so there are your seniors. Respect at every level. Positivity. No situation can be, yes, there can be challenges, but no situation can make you cynical. Even in this pandemic, as I was telling, and that's another point of commitment as well, we were asked to go online on 16th of March, 2020. Before that, hardly 5% education might have been shared online. But since 17th, 9:30 a.m. onwards, all the 256 faculty member, 262 faculty member of that point of time went completely online, taking classes online, taking sessions online, going into discussions. Initially, it was a discussion on Google Class or Zoom or whichever platform we got. Now it's far more organized with TCSI and learning management system, with aggregated learning resources like those which are already in the MOOCs, massive open online courses, those which are openly available in open source, plus our own proprietary content which are of our films, of the faculty members, the slideshows, the case studies, the examples, all these together are now being shared, discussed, debated online. Yes, we are looking forward to face-to-face education. This interaction that we are having, last year, I remember, it happened in the last week of July, 28, 29, 30 July. All those who were associated on that day with that program would remember, there were more than 1,200 students and parents, learners and their parents physically in our indoor stadium, indoor hall that we have for indoor games. That was turned into the podium. That was turned into the meeting ground of these young minds and their parents. What a vibrant atmosphere we had that day. But this is a different year, a different time, a different situation. And hence, we have gone online to see you. Because learning cannot have a lockdown. Physical protection, physical distancing may be there. Please do not use social distancing. Please call it physical distancing. Physical distancing for physical good, for security of our health. But social bonding is important. In this digital route, we are bonding with you. We are connecting with you. That's the commitment we have. And from that day onwards, 16th of March onwards, till June, we continued with the classes and then had midterm exam. Then continued with the revision classes. And in July, we completed our final exams. In the August first week, we completed the supplementary exams of those students who might have missed out some exam in the previous semester for any reason, health or otherwise, any reason. So those supplementary exams were finished in the first week of August. And here we are with you in the middle of August, post-Independence Day. Here we are talking to you online in this orientation, which will continue for 2 weeks till we come into our actual classes from 1st September. As on today, Government of West Bengal has asked classes can resume from 5th of September. If the government allows us, we will see you from 5th of September onwards. If the government doesn't allow, if they extend the lockdown for the schools and colleges and university campuses, we may have to continue with only online classes for some time more. But today or tomorrow, now or later, we shall be meeting face-to-face as well. But till then, let's meet this way and learn more. So respect, positivity, commitment, accountability, and innovation. This very factor that we can conduct a 14 days orientation named Forceps 2020. This itself is an example of innovation. Is an example of innovation because each day we have for you 4 sessions. This is the 3rd session of the day, as you know. 4 sessions each day, including cultural programs, dance and music and everything. And that goes for 14 days. That's around 6 into 14, almost probably around 75, 76 hours. And these 76, 75 hours are recorded as well. If you want to go back into any of these sessions, you can. You'll be having the wherewithals or the access for that. You can note down the points. You can get the PowerPoints which are being discussed here. This itself is the beginning of a new form of learning. And this is innovation. That's why our Honorable Vice Chancellor spoke, that we have the recognition among just 22 universities of India, the recognition of being e-lead or e-prepared, digitally prepared university among 22 universities out of 944 universities, recognition given by QS organization, global major in education rating, ranking and awarding. We go ahead further. Leadership, you have already met our leaders. The visionary leader, our Chancellor, Professor Shamit Ray, also the founder of Rice Education. And the 3rd time Vice Chancellor, Dr. Dipendra Kumar Jha, who had been earlier the Vice Chancellor of Goenka University, GD Goenka University and UPES, University of Petroleum Energy Studies, a ranked University of India from Dehradun. And you've already met them, so I'm not getting into details from them. The next rung of leadership are 2 Pro-Vice Chancellors, 1 Dean of Academics and Registrar. I am one and I've been already introduced. I've worked in Symbiosis, Amity, Powell Academy, Amsterdam Film School and many others. Dr. Josna Yagnik, who will be meeting you later in a few days from now, is the other Pro-Vice Chancellor and Dean of School of Law and Justice. He has been the Principal Judge, City Civil Court, Ahmedabad, and he has also been the Principal of Gujarat Law College. I have the pleasure also of introducing Navin Das, who has already been introduced to you. He has already been introduced to you as Dean Academics and Dean of School of Business and Economics. Former Associate Director, Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, and founding Dean and Director of ICFI Business School, IBS, Hyderabad. Indian School of Business is one of the leading in Asia, actually, you must be aware. It's done with Kellogg's and many other leading business schools together. So Professor Navin Das, who has been talking to you and anchoring this program till now, and Mr. Arup Sil, Registrar, former Registrar at National Institute of Pharmaceuticals Education and Research, NIPER. So this is the next rung of leadership. Now let me go to the deans. Apart from those who have already been introduced, there is Dean of School of Pharmaceutical Technology, Professor Roger Trey, who has been a recipient of Belgian government scholarship, internationally recognized scientist and pharmacist. Professor Dr. Amitabh Mukherjee, Dean and Acting School of Engineering and Technology, former Director of Globsin Business School, and he has worked in IBM as well. Professor Dr. Bimal Kumar Sarkar, who is the Dean of School of Basic and Applied Sciences. And all around the world, he has been working on his doctoral project, postdoctoral, and many other projects. NSYSU, Taiwan, UCLA University, USA, Max Planck Institute, Germany, Czech Technical University, Czechoslovakia, then Czechoslovakia, now Czech Republic is independent. Professor Dr. Rudra Prasad Saha, Dean in Acting School of Life Science and Biotechnology, former Research Associate, University of Texas, Austin, USA. Dean, School of Liberal Arts and Cultural Studies, that's Dr. Professor Mrityunjay Chatterjee, Dean, School of Liberal Arts and Cultural Studies, former Professor and Director of ASCO, ASFA, ASFT of Amity University, Kolkata. He has worked in United News of India, UNI, Business Standard, Business India, and many other places. Professor Dr. Meeta Banerjee, Dean of the School of Education, former Professor of Education at University of Kolkata, Calcutta, and former Vice Chancellor of the West Bengal University of Teachers Training and Education. This is a West Bengal government's university focused on education domain or teachers training. She has been the Vice Chancellor there. The recognitions, There are some statutory recognitions, as you know. Pharmacy Council of India on the extreme left of mine, you can see. AICTE recognition for engineering and management. UGC, obviously, for the whole university. NCT, National Council for Teachers Education, for Education Department. And Bar Council of India for the Law and Justice School. And beyond compliance, which Honorable Vice Chancellor explained, E-Lead, that is QS certified for e-preparedness recognitions. The 15 axioms or the cardinal principles on which, if there is a table, it has 4 pillars, right? 4 legs. The 15 legs on which the entire pillar of, or entire, what should I say, edifice of Adamas University stands. And many of them have already been mentioned. Let me now bring to you them. Outcome-based education. Say what you do what you say, prove it and improve it. Interdisciplinary project-based experiential learning with a blended pedagogy. So digital and physical and experiential learning by doing together, blended. And interdisciplinary, when you study engineering, you also have a minor in something else. When you study media, you have a minor in management, law, or computer science. When you study pharmaceuticals, you have a minor in biotech, from the biotech or life science school or from engineering school. So this is interdisciplinary. Futuristic specialized courses. It has already been also somewhat mentioned. Blockchain. Hardly there is a BTech focused on blockchain in the country. A BTech focused on AI, ML, AR, artificial intelligence, machine learning, augmented reality, this area. BTech focused, BTech civil engineering focused on smart city. BTech, BSc in media technology, and many such focused new areas, environmental science, forensics, and many others that have been introduced, futuristic specialized courses. Global exposure through semester abroad. 51 universities, I'll name a few of them a little later. 51 universities have got MOUs with our university. And therefore, getting students from them here for a while, 1 week to 1 month, sometimes even a quarter, and sending our students out is a natural, normal phenomenon. Opportunity for global projects and internships. Yes, many students in the past have gone out, have done internship abroad when the pandemic wasn't there. And during pandemic, they have done online internships. Regular feedback from students through NPS. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor has explained that, how NPS feedback, quantified system, takes feedback from the students. Minors to broaden vista, already been talked about, from music to microbiology. Deep industry connect and placements through CDC, Career Development Cell. As the Honorable Vice Chancellor said, 100% internships, 93% placements this year in spite of pandemic. I will name the companies a little later as well. Excellent incubation and startup culture on campus. We have a full division. Government of India is one of the leading scientists and advisor for scientific purposes with the Department of Science and Technology. Dr. Amalesh Mukhopadhyay heads this innovation center. And we have someone who has worked in the US, abroad. He's here, Dr. Maharshi Dev from Stanford University. He's here now as the number 2 person, the associate director for this innovation center. And we have a microbiologist, Dr. Chowdhury Chatterjee, 15 years of work ex and a fabulous scholar. He is heading the incubation center. So the focus is very much on incubation and startup culture and innovation. Scholarships, merit means sports. Some of you have got entry-level scholarship. Some of you will get from first semester to second semester when you get promoted on the performance scholarship. Some of you have already got sports scholarship. And if I'm not wrong, some of you have got 100% sports scholarship as well. Our Chancellor has a vision to promote this university as a hub of sporting activities as well. You'll be amazed, some of you have come to campus, I know. Not all could have come because of the pandemic. When you come, you'll see 5 large sporting grounds, open grounds, and 1 for indoor. 73 national level sportsmen, several sports laurels throughout the last year. Even this time, Many youngsters coming from marginalized families even, but doing extraordinary work in sports, even up to a national level, have been admitted free of cost. And I know in the audience, some of you are there. Holistic balanced development. This has been already told. Yes, only marks in your exam is not the parameter on which you can be judged. So holistic balanced growth, physical, aesthetic, cultural, intellectual, applied, social, teamwork, leadership, all of these are actually mapped into one single score. So at any point of time, you'll know if your score is 63 out of a scale of 100, on a scale of 100, you know, and the breakup is also there. You know, some of these parameters you're doing very good, and some you may not be doing very good, not so great. And you can focus on them as well, if you feel like. So at least a score is available to you. Where do you stand on the plank? Not just marks of the exams, not just marks of the courses that you, the programs that you do, but a holistic growth, a holistic balanced development score. 24/7 campus, culture and clubs to instill creativity. I'll show some pictures and name the clubs where you can showcase your creativity, learn new things. Single facilitation center for students' needs. In many places, people move around here and there to solve their problems. Single facilitation. One mail came to you about this program. If you open the mail, and I'm sure you have seen, all entire 74, 76 hours program of the orientation is there. When you come over here, there will be single facilitation center. All the sessions that you do now onwards, and when the courses start from September, will be there in our learning management system, TCS-IN. And you can enter through your name and password, official email ID and password, and get every task, lectures, videos, PPTs, everything in one place. And even when you are physically here, there shall be a single facilitation center, because it's important to reduce the bureaucratic loss of time. 9 constituent schools, I need not tell, these are the constituent schools. Each of the icons have a meaning, and we'll meet sometime to discuss the icons. Adamas School of Basic and Applied Sciences, Adamas School of Engineering and Technology, Adamas School of Law and Justice, Adamas School of Education, Adamas School of Life Science and Biotech, Adamas School of Liberal Arts and Culture Studies, Adamas School of Pharmaceutical Technology, Adamas School of Business and Economics, and Adamas School of Media, Communication and Fashion, of which I'm the dean as well. The color choices and the icons within the logos have a meaning, and we shall explain that in some other session. Learning ecosystem, you have a dean research and development, a fabulous lady who has been a principal investigator in 5 industry-funded research projects. Has done a postdoc from Newcastle University, UK, and had got DRDO, Defense and Research Development Organization, Government of India, DRDO fellowship. She heads our PhD and research wing, applied and fundamental both, Dean Research and Development, Dr. Moumita Mukherjee. And we have a fabulous young man, Professor Chowdhury, who is a leadership development professional, a coach, a motivator, and an emotional intelligence coach. This is very important. And he'll be taking sessions. He'll be coming in between for anchoring and many other purposes as you go ahead. Double postgraduate in English linguistics and management, along with masters in psychology. Then you have Dr. Prithvi Bose. He is otherwise also the head of the Department of Management, but very significantly, he is the person who does research and brings on table what are the new products, the new courses, the new programs that have to be launched every year. That's how we land up with these new programs every year. And as I've said, as Honorable Vice Chancellor has said also, several new programs like artificial intelligence, machine learning, like media technologies, like robotics, like smart city, like environmental science, like forensics, like BMLT, Bachelor's in Medical Lab Technologies. All these are new programs of 2020. This section, this segment, this division, which is the Product and Innovation Division, which is directed by Dr. Prithvi Bose, plans and brings them on table. Dr. Rohit Kumar Sharma, you can make a timetable. Is the timetable going perfectly as planned? If there is a problem, how is the problem being solved? Is there a monitoring of it? Planning and then monitoring of the plan. This is what the day-to-day operations of academic delivery is what Dr. Rohit Kumar Sharma supervises. Fabulous gentleman, PhD in investment behavior, formerly with Amity University, Dibrugarh, Dibrugarh University, and Kaziranga University of Assam. He's worked there and now he's here. And all your jobs, your internships, your placements, the man to go is Abhijit Giri and his team. Director CDC, he will also speak to you along with his full team. Similarly as Dr. Rohit Kumar Sharma or Professor Joy Chowdhury, everyone will be speaking to you. Director CDC, formerly country head of business operation Asia Pacific Group, is also a double postgraduate. Mr. Abhijit Giri is head of the Center for Corporate CDC Corporate Development Cell, which is basically develops you for a corporate life or a professional life. Then I've already spoken about Dr. Saptarshi Chatterjee, Associate Director Incubation, PhD in Microbiology, postdoc from IISER Kolkata. Debanjali Roy, Professor Debanjali Roy, who is also an assistant professor in the English department, but Assistant Dean of Student Affairs, in charge of all club activities, single facilitation center, all your student issues. She is the lady to go to for asking for solutions. Dr. Pragyan Mohanty, Associate Director Social Responsibility. I told earlier that we also devote an X number of hours minimum. One can do more, but minimum for social work every year. That whole plan and execution of our social work activities, Dr. Pragyan Mohanty brings forth. The clubs, without getting into details because there is a session on clubs. The Scribblers, Writers Club, Art Sim, Photography and Painting and Sculpture Club, Acromaniacs, that's another Dramatics Club, the Inklings, the Empathy, Musicorum, Katha Collage, Kissewala, the Film Club, Kissewala, Robotics and Artificial Intelligence Club, Eloquence Forum, debates and discussions, public speaking rather, Biotechnology Club, Entrepreneurship Club, Nature Nurtures, the CrossFit, Quiz Club, and Jankar. These are managed by learners themselves. And these learners who are of different batches, you will also be part of that. All of these are generally supervised. Each of these is supervised by a faculty member, and the entire thing is supervised by Debanjali Roy, who is the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. But the entire actual activity is done by students or learners. I'd like to use this word learner. You know why? Actually, though we are habituated to talk about teachers and students, in the new normal, post-pandemic, in my opinion, the world is actually of mentor and learner, the world of education. Teacher teaches in the classroom. Mentor teaches within and beyond the classroom. Teacher teaches with a structured syllabus, fixed syllabus. Mentor begins with a structured syllabus, moves on to an organic, as it evolves, syllabus. Teachers teach with a purpose of examination and marks in mind. Mentors mentor with an observation or with a focus on futuristic use of what you are learning. You're learning for a long time or lifetime use, or if not lifetime, at least learning to learn to make it lifetime. Teachers limit themselves, and teacher initiates a topic and limits within certain sphere. Mentor may initiate a topic, only the first stimulus, but encourages learner to explore, discover more. Doesn't limit it to a fixed syllabus, a fixed mindset, only what I know as the end of it. A teacher is the source of all learning. A mentor is the aggregator of learning. He aggregates his own learning and learning from around the world. He aggregates in the form of videos, slideshows, lectures, open source material, case studies, technology, do-it-yourself manuals, everything together, and puts before you to actually explore. The education then becomes not teacher-centric, but learner-centric. Even the student concept is different today. Student studies in the classroom. Learner studies within and beyond the classroom. Student studies from the teacher. Learner studies from the mentor, the books, the online source, the digital learning, through personal experiences, experiential learning, and through peers, peer-based learning. The student learns for examinations, degrees, diplomas, certificates. For the learner, these are byproducts of the work that he does. The focus is learning for life. If not for life, learning for the first phase of life. in such a manner that new things he can pick up on the way, which becomes learning for life in general over a period of time. So even the capacity to learn new things is a capacity that you gain when you are on campus. So we are moving to a different paradigm of learner and mentor instead of students and teachers of the 20th century. We move further, international collaborations. Some of the 51 universities from Armenia, Argentina, China, Hungary, Italy, Russia, Poland, Philippines, Ukraine. Some are mentioned here, but many more are there, as you'll get to know when you come in. Some of the recruiting partners, as I said, 93% of the batch wanting placement this time has been placed. These are perhaps the first 50 companies that have come on campus and placed the students. Many, many more are there, as you can see later on when you join, and CDC will explain to you. Never a dull day. Never a dull day. So 13, 14, 15 February 2020, we had our last annual festival, which is called Adinova. And Adinova of Adamas brought in Orko Mukherjee, Shaktoki Banerjee, Fossils, Rupam Islam, everyone knows, and in the center is Palash Muchal and Palak Muchal and her brother Palash Muchal. So these were some of the glimpses, some other glimpses of Adinova. There were competitions, more than 32 competitions were there, 46 schools, colleges and universities participated. It was a fabulous time, but then 1 month later, we had the pandemic. That's the sad part. Festivals at Adamas. So that's the agamoni picture. The two pictures that you see on the top and the side. Agamoni, it was about welcoming you. If you had been on campus physically, similar programs would have been done. Yes, we'll try to do the similar program online. Obviously, it will not be that feel, that touch and feel, that look, that energy, that vibrancy, but still, we'd like to bring this even online next Saturday. So Agamani, then there's Basant Panchami, Holi. We celebrate Holi in a big way. This example of Holi, we celebrate Saraswati Puja and many other celebrations we do on campus across the year, throughout the year. Never a dull day. Sports. As I said, these are glimpses of some of the sports grounds that we have. 5 large sports grounds and then 1 indoor sports ground. And we have already been in several sporting areas as a major winner, both at state level and at national level. 73 national players of various games are already studying. Some of you new have joined. 73 was there till the last year. I do not know the last count of the new entries, new entrants. Maybe we will cross 100 this year. As we just celebrated the 74th Independence Day of India, this is a glimpse from the Independence Day of the last year, the 73rd one of the last year. This time we had to do, yes, we did in a small manner or in a low-key manner, even on campus, but most of us or most of you were actually in your home celebrating it on TV or in your locality, whatever. Young men and women, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you to Adamas once again. This is what we say. This is what we do. This is what we prove. And we too, we will improve. That's the commitment. That's the accountability. And that's the promise. Come and join. Let's create history on this soil, in this state of Bengal, that we can all be proud of this time. The way anyone passing out of the portals of Harvard, Cambridge, MIT, they are proud of their ancestry, they are proud of their legacy, they are proud of their institute and campus. Let's create such a brand on this soil of India, in this motherland of ours, in this land of ours in Bengal. Let's create such a university that you can be proud of it 20 years down the line. Because 20 years later, you will not remember what you did, but you will perhaps miss out what you could not or what you did not do. Let's not have any repentance like that. Let's make the best of this next 2, 3, or 4 years, whatever the tenure that you are entering into, the best and the most beautiful phase of your life. With that, I thank you and I take your leave. You will have a lunch break, I understand. You must be hungry. Three sessions are over. Let me introduce to you the next two gentlemen who will come to you at 1:30, sharp 1:30. Till then, have a lunch break. Mr. Sandeep Banerjee, a par excellent counselor, advisor, friend, philosopher of young children, youngsters who are in their late teens or early 20s, who is the group president of communications and counseling. He will meet you. He is the leader of the entire admission team, and his team you have been in touch with, the counselors and all. The Mr. Sandeep Banerjee and Mr. Arup Sil, the Honorable Registrar. As I said earlier, he has been the registrar of NIPER, a very important institute, Indian National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research. He will be education and research in pharmacy area. NIPER former registrar is our current registrar, Arup Sil. Both of them will meet you and handhold you from a distance. Physical distancing with social solidarity and bonding. Handhold you how to register yourself, or rather e-register yourself as a student of Adamas University. Physical registration will do whenever you are here first on campus, or other government allows us to invite you on campus. But campus or no campus, lockdown or no lockdown, learning will not, shall not end, shall not have a break. We'll continue the way we are. See you again on the other side of the break at 1:30 p.m. Thank you and namaskar.